On October 31st, 1993, the entertainment industry mourned the tragic loss of 23-year-old River Phoenix. River's exceptional acting capabilities gained him widespread respect and acclaim in his short yet impressive career. However, it wasn't just his undeniable talent that set him apart. River remained unyielding to conformity, following his own path despite the masses' clamor for him to conform.
You can't take work based on how it will affect your career. I mean, you're just asking for self-conscious trouble. But as far as fans and all that sort of stuff, they have to be reminded, that you're not a commodity. You're not something that they can buy and always be the same.
Was there a day that came when something clicked inside of you and you said, I'm going to start saying no to this stuff?
Just prior to Mosquito Coast, did I realize that, you can't do what you want and you don't have to give in to, the forces. I don't take things for strategic reasons. I really believe in something and I go with that, and the side effects will be seen later, and I'll be fine with whatever happens. I mean, my life isn't dependent or in need of any sort of acceptance by the general public. It's none of my business to worry about, how the stock market, accept me. It's just none of my business, and I have to concentrate on the work.
That gives you some freedom, doesn't it?
It does give me some freedom, yes. I give myself that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Adamant on not falling into the financial temptations of Hollywood, it's clear River has a strong appreciation for the art of his work. But where does this devotion come from?
It's not about career, it's about believing in something, it's about prosperity, and it's about caring and empathizing and wanting to create the best, the most true to life, the most real.
Well, that's something that you wouldn't hear a lot of Hollywood people say.
That's why I don't hang out and talk to those Hollywood people, because they're there to hurt me. They're there to hurt my views.
Despite his commitment to separating himself from Hollywood, River's fame grew immensely. Even so, he struggled to see himself as a star. Instead, he saw himself as someone with the talent of fully immersing oneself into a character.
Why do you think you're so popular? Why do you think you and not a million other Hollywood hopefuls?
I don't think about it. It's, we moved from LA recently, and it's like I've been away from it all. I just don't think about it, and it's weird to me. I mean, when people say, you're popular or this and that, in a way, it's like, it reminds me of something that I'm not even really aware of. It's, I'm kind of, I guess, lucky to work on, good stuff, and I've been working pretty steadily. But I really don't take it personally. If it wasn't me, it would probably be someone else. I don't see myself as a star. I see myself as someone who can, get involved in a character and forget the camera's there. In some cases, not in everything that I've done, but in some movies I've kind of just lived the part and the camera captures it, and it turns out all right. But I don't see myself like as a star, someone who, I don't know, I just gotta stay true to the character. That's all that really matters to me. And if they accept you, then great. And if they don't, then, make good movies. And the people who do appreciate your work, that's all that matters. Commercial success to me isn't what I'm in it for. It's, well, first off, it's a great way of expressing yourself, and it's very fulfilling in that way. And it's kind of fun, escaping your reality and playing other characters and having an excuse to lose yourself. So often people are trying to find themselves, and it's just kind of fun to say, no, I'm not going to find myself, I'm going to lose myself and find someone else. And that's kind of fun.
Even if one does not see themselves as a celebrity, there is still a great deal of pressure that comes with fame. Here River expresses this stress through the example of fan mail.
I feel like my obligation is to, be true to my characters and to give it my all on the movies. And sometimes, through fan letters and this, they really expect a lot out of you. They want you to, personally, write back and advise them on their problems, and they want to help you with your problems, and they don't realize that you're getting, I don't mean this in a bragging way, but they don't realize that you get 4,000 letters a week, and it's impossible. I mean, if I was to, write back and there's so many great letters. I mean, these people are really, genuinely, touched, usually by, performance, or they just like you, so it's. I feel a real tremendous pressure at times about that, and that bugs me because, I don't think that they're aware of what I'm dealing with, and they think that this is what my life is, and I don't know. It's I got to allow myself to be a kid, and I got to forget about the stuff. If I'm always reminded of my career, if I'm always living in this movie land, things will get messed up. I got to really stay away from that and not think about it so much.
Be true to yourself.
Yeah, right. I gotta live, life, and that's a job. And so often, in a job like this, it totally consumes you, and you become an image that they create,
And the media has attempted to create their own image of River through photo shoots and magazines that do not reflect his true self.
I used to be very dumb with pictures and not, knowing, what the photographer wanted and trying to, please them, wearing their clothes and put your hand like this, put your hand on the chin and do all these stupid poses that aren't me, with these hairdos and you look like some kind of wannabe model. It's the last thing I want to be. And so you take these pictures and then they're sold everywhere. You see them over all these, teen magazines, and it's so depressing for me. It's they manufacture this image and they try to make you something that you're not, and everyone looks like everyone, and it's I don't know. That's the part of the business that I'm not really attracted to. I mean, I would rather just concern myself with the actual movie making.
Because of all this unnecessary glamour, River and his family moved away from Los Angeles, allowing him to disconnect from the chaotic lifestyle Hollywood offers.
Do you find that you like your life in Florida? I mean, here you are, you do a lot of films, you go all over the world, and then you're in a small town living in a mobile home in Florida. It seems like such a contrast.
Well, we're renting a house now, actually. We moved out of the mobile home.
But how does it feel? I mean, here you are in a small town, and does it feel a little confining?
It feels so great. It feels so nice to get out of Los Angeles. No offense. In my situation now, I wouldn't want to be here. And I'd probably be a lot different if I would have hung out here and if I would have, been invited to too many publicity parties and if I would have taken them up on the offer. It's just something that you got to stay away from. And there's a certain, showbiz crowd, and people that are in showbiz, they all get together and they get into their own little world that I find quite icky, and I feel like it's something that I want to shed. I want to shed that skin and just be on my own. I'm not really into the glamour of it all, and it's something that I don't want to go to premieres and have my picture taken, and I don't feel good looking in People magazine and seeing my picture, and it to me that's not what I'm doing it for. It's the actual movies and the characters that I'm about, and publicity is important, to publicize the film and inform the public that there's a film that's going to be released, and to talk about it and do this. It's an important and vital thing to a movie's success, but I really stay away from all of it.
So your friends are basically not in the entertainment field?
No, and I'm not the kind of person. I'm not extremely social. I like getting together with friends, in a living room or in a comfortable place, and talking. Maybe messing around, doing improv games, maybe, or just really just talking and breaking through the barriers and communicating. And I think communicating is the most rewarding thing in a relationship, and so often it's so unsuccessful, and so often it's not real. It's in a very, you deal with people in a very superficial, kind of distant way, and it's nice when you can really get to know someone. So that's what I look for in relationships, really.
River is clearly an unconventional celebrity. In addition to his negative view of celebrity culture, he has a passion for activism, especially when it comes to environmentalism.
I would like to redefine for everyone here, if possible, what is an environmentalist. I think that we all just have that natural birthright to be so. It shouldn't be a label. In fact, if the government has any qualms about it, they should put it in perspective of maybe the defense budget, whereas this is defense that we're talking about, defense for our life support system. And let's divert some of these funds and put them into a direction that might save all of mankind. We have species that we haven't even discovered yet in the rainforest that have been mutilated and are forever lost, and plant lives and medicines and all sorts of amazing properties that take millions of years to develop, and then in a single day we just cut it down, 2 football fields every 2 seconds or something.
And environmentalism isn't the only issue he's passionate about. Here he elaborates on his perspective on homelessness in the United States.
One of the press conferences, I heard you make the connection with how America treats their homeless. I thought
Absolutely.
That was interesting.
Well, we all know it. There's nothing to hide. It's very obvious. There are priorities that lie more in an arms race or supporting like a World Bank, which has its subsidiaries and its affiliates spreading, develop the third world or whatever, spreading its havoc across our continent, It's more of like a police state now, more so than ever in the States, They're controlling things that get the culture in trouble. It's like a pressure cooker and never turning the stove off. It cooks and cooks until it explodes.
As we conclude this tribute to the life and talent of River Phoenix, we are reminded of the lasting impact he has left on cinema and his unwavering commitment to staying true to himself. Let us continue to honor his memory by valuing the importance of authenticity in our own lives. Rest in peace, River Phoenix.